as I say, give me a disgusting helmet. That's not it. Try again. Oh shit!
It's fine. What's the worst that can be? Oh, fuck, cunt. Did not work at all.
Why, hello. So, I have it open, but first, before we get started, I have to tell everyone this is a crazy busy day. You might notice I'm not even wearing a button-up shirt. I don't have time for all this, like, changing of clothes and whatnot. I had shit to do all morning. I just got back home. I gotta leave again in a little over an hour. So this is a very short stream. I wasn't even gonna stream, but they put out all the gems and I'm like, well, I have to look at them. And if I have to look at them, then I have to look at them live, right? I have to look at them live. So we're like, all right, I'm just going to be live for an hour. You did have time to repaint the nails though? I did that yesterday. That was yesterday. They're purple and sparkly now. Do you like them? This one's silver. Otherwise the rest are purple and sparkly. That was yesterday though. All right, let's have a look. Transfigured gems part 1. Okay, first thing. This is not nearly as many gems as I was expecting. I was thinking triple this amount. If there's gonna be like... Well, I guess that makes sense. I was just expecting more. That makes sense. Because you gotta split it over like 4 days or 3 or 4 days. I guess that makes... No, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I do like them. I didn't notice necessarily changed. I missed yesterday's seeing car work all the time. That's fine. That's fine. Only A to D. Okay. Well, let's have a look. Oh no, so they haven't listed them all with the changes. That's gonna be a problem. Alright. Real quick. Use that. Absolution of Inspiring. Less minions, Giga Spiritual Aid effect. Is that what's happening? Absolution, damage enemies, blah blah blah. They have the maximum number on them. That deal physical damage is higher too. I'm pretty sure that's a higher number. I think that was only like 11 or something. This skill has 250% increases and reductions. Also apply at 250%, but you only get 2 minions. Okay. Interesting. That sort of changes the focus of the entire build though, right? Like you're almost rejiggering the build to like be a proper build that you're doing damage with, and you just get some minions as a bonus. Like it's putting more focus on you and less focus on them while still being a minion build, right? Like you're still gonna have minions, but this is taking like the minion hybrid playstyle and putting more of the onus on the player rather than the minions, which is interesting. I don't think it's going to lead to like really good characters, but it is going to lead to real interesting characters. All right, so we know this one. Did we get any more information? Ignoring weapon restrictions. Cannot be used in traps or mines. Okay, so we don't know anything about that smite. That's unfortunate. The important thing to know about this that we need to know that we don't know is whether this smite of divine judgment comes with its own aura or not. There wouldn't be an aura tag on the summon minion anyway, so that doesn't tell us anything. Because like summoning a minion that minion uses a skill that creates an aura would not put the aura tag on the minion gem. The suspicion is there's no aura because we didn't see anything happen under the player when we saw the little video. It's fine. It's actually still might be quite good. It'll just be quite good for different builds. Like if it's not handing out an aura, then this might be something we use when we're like trying to juice up our actual animate guardian to do like proper damage, right? Like building a strong bob instead of having a support minion. Whereas if it has an aura, then he fits into the support category. So I just need to know that. Arc of Surging. Beam splits between 9 additional targets at 2020. Modifier to the number of the skills type chain instead applies to the target split by the beam. That's interesting. Okay. I don't know how that's going to play. I don't know how that's going to play, but it's got a way higher damage number. What does that mean? So beam split will mean that when you put one arc out, 9 versions of arc will go out and hit 9 different targets. If there are 9 different targets to hit. But then it won't chain, it won't do anything, it won't bounce or anything like that. So probably actually less clear? Maybe? Well, no, maybe more clear. I don't actually know. This is weird because chain on it normally has 15% more damage with hits and ailments per remaining chain. But this has way more base damage, and I don't know which one of them is going to come out in front. But it's definitely a different mechanic. It's definitely interesting. I kind of want to use it. Never mind. I want to use this one. Range of the character. Okay, so way less damage. Chain 7 times, but It will also chain a secondary arc to other enemies, but this secondary arc cannot chain. 50% more damage for each ailment with each remaining chain as well. Oh my god. But the damage effectiveness is a lot lower. This could be better later. This strikes me as something you would build into, like the more damage you have, the better this gem becomes, because it's got less damage baked into it, but it's got a more multiplier. So if we're getting a bunch of damage from other areas, this might end up better. Should also give way better clear, right? Because this will be an arc that chains 7 times, but every single time it chains, it also throws off an extra like hit for each chain. That's interesting. That's interesting. This could be like giga good for clear. Letting stretch the castle to a location. Change will also change to a secondary MG, but the secondary MG cannot come further. Okay, so what is this? Arc of oscillating. 50% more damage per chain. So is this just... it brings less damage but has a way bigger, more multiplier per remaining chain? So less base damage but a higher, more multiplier. Okay. Alright, so it's just going to be a matter of... it's just going to be a matter of there'll be an amount of chains that you need to reach for it to be equal. I don't know what that number is. Somebody will work that out very quickly though. And then anything past that puts this in front. It wasn't that much worse at 8, even making... yeah, so it'll just be a matter of... it'll just be a matter of how many chains do you need before this does better single target. That's all it'll be. Okay. Barrage of volley fire. After a short preparation time, you fire volleys repetitively. These projectiles a small randomized spread. It's just a volley fire duel. First and final shot of the sequence provides... okay, that's cool. That might be usable. I don't know though. I feel like I'm just going to end up using all the normal bow things. It's cool though. It's cool though. It's just that we don't use barrage for anything right now. Well, excuse me. Excuse me. Whew. Okay. But maybe you can totem that? You definitely can. You definitely can. I just... and it should be quite good. I just don't know when or what build to put it in. Blast Blade of Unloading. Deals a spell in an area around you. If you have Blade Vortex orbiting you, it'll detonate each of them in turn, dealing damage again in an area around you for each one. Really good base damage and 100% more area of effect per Blade Vortex blade detonated. Oh shit. 6% base crit, 250% area. There are so many ways that I could automate Blade Vortex so that I just have a lot of Blade Vortexes all the time. And that part of the build just gets automated. And then you just Blade Blast. You just be like a run around and press one button. It would play almost like Discharge nearly. Where you just walk around, boom, I've got a big hit. And then it would, but instead of boom, one big hit, it would go boom, 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 and blow up all the things. Ward loop versions, but even just normal cast when damage takens. They don't even have to be high level Blade Vortexes. You could just trigger a bunch of different Blade Vortexes automatically at low levels, not even caring about them, just using them to explode. This could be really cool. That could be really cool. Yeah, but the cast time on Blade Vortex, you don't have to, you automate the Blade Vortex. We would automate the Blade Vortex, make it proc all the time. Okay. Blade Blast to Dagger Detonation. Sorry? Deals spell damage in an area around you. Your equipped dagger adds to this damage. It only deals 400 flat to begin with. Deals added spell damage equal to 580% of your equipped dagger. Base radius 2.9 meters is not bad either. 6% base crit. Huh. It's got a 100% damage efficiency, which would sound low, except we're adding 580% of the damage from our equipped dagger. It's definitely a Nova, so Astral Projector. But also potentially traps and mines. Also potentially traps and mines. Huh. Totems? Totems would need Ancestral Projector. This might just be a way better Shockwave Totem build. If you can build a physical dagger with enough damage on it and then convert everything, that might be really cool. Also just go with the old Tri-Ellie daggers. Unfortunately, it's not hitting with your weapon, so we can't use things like the Heist dagger to make it always poison or something like that. Does it just not have a damage effectiveness? They don't display a damage effectiveness unless it's not 100%. If it's lower or higher than 100, they show it, and if it's 100, it disappears. So it just has a 100% damage efficiency. That's very cool, though. Blade Flurry of Nobody Cares? Blade Flurry of Incursion. It's just crit chance instead of damage, but it's not just crit chance, it's more crit chance. 30% more per stage. I mean, that's good, but first you've got to melee and then you have to channel and stand still. I don't know if that saves melee. General's Cry. It might be a General's Cry trick for sure. Blade Trap of Greatsword. Throws a trap which once triggered. Swings 2 copies if you're equipped two-handed sword around in circles for a duration, each repetitively damaging enemies it spins through. I would like to tincture a two-handed sword with blade trap, please. At some point, that's happening. Somebody's going to show you a build sometime during this league. I'm calling it right now with this build, with this gem right here that does 500 million damage at least. At least 500 million damage is going to come out of this skill, this league, out of that gem. And if it's higher than that, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm just saying that's definitely happening this league. Blade Trap of Laceration. Throws a trap which once triggers since 2 copies of your dagger claw and one-handed sword. 79% more damage with bleeding. Okay, no one cares. Okay, so that one's shit, but this one's really good. Bladefall of Volleys. Bladefall of Volleys. Increased critical strike chance per volley. Is that the only... Is that the only difference? Oh, and there's no lingering blades. That one's an increase and not a more. The other ones have been like more crit. This is just an increase. There are 7 volleys, so that is like 175% increased crit strike chance, which is great. But all the others have been doing like more multipliers, and this one's an increase, so eh. Oh. Huh. Crit, spell, AoE, physical. Physical damage, 5 volleys. Critical strikes do not deal extra damage. Critical strikes impale enemies on hit. 147% increased impale effect. Hey guys, you know how for a long time I've been making fun of champion spell builds and being like, you're trash. Stop making champions. Champions shouldn't be spell builds. I guess I'll put my foot into my mouth because this is a champion spell build. Right here, this is a champion spell build. It's got a 10% base crit. It'll be relatively easy to scale that up. It's an impale physical champion. I don't think you're that flexible. I think I am. I actually know I am. I used to be able to comfortably get both of my legs behind my head at the same time. It's now quite a struggle to get one of them all the way behind my head, but I could very easily get them to my mouth. That's not a problem. What? 10% base crit? I missed that. Yep. 10% base crit. So quite easy to get that to crit cap. That's actually really... This is so far the most interesting gem I've seen. And I want to say not the most powerful gem I've seen. This is the most interesting because suddenly I want to make a champion spell build. And that's weird. Can you explain Impale to a noob? Right. TLDR, I might get the mechanics slightly wrong because I haven't used it in a very long time. But I'll give you the idea. Just don't get harked down on the numbers. All right. So the idea is this is mostly only worked for attacks before and it only works for physical. So what happens is if you attack for 100 damage and you impale, it does 100 damage, but the impale stores 10% of that damage at base on the mob. So there's like a 10 number for every 100 that you attacked with kept on the mob. And for the next, I think by default it's 5, for the next 5 attacks, that impale version is also done every time a new instance of damage is done. So your next hit will hit for 110 because it had the 10 there and you hit for 100. But then that will also impale, and now there'll be 2 impale stacks on the mob. So your third hit will hit for 130. 20, because there was 2 already on the mob. And then your third hit will hit for 130, and your fourth hit for 140, and your fifth hit for 150. And then the first impale will fall off because it's been 5 already. And so you'll just be hitting for 150. That's like its base TLDR of how it works. Impale effect makes that more. You can have extra impales to make it, 7 length instead of 5 length. You can have a Watcher's Eye to make it like 9 length instead of etc. Right? But that's like how that works. Don't get bogged down in the specific numbers. That's just like the general idea of how impale works. Yeah, it's only fizz. More damage per volley as well? Where? I don't see that. This one is more damage per volley. More damage and some critical strike chance. It's cool, but whatever. This one's super interesting. I like this one. Can impale hits poison? Yes. Yes, I don't know about scaling both of those things at once though, but yes, it is a physical hit. Wait. The impale portion is secondary damage. It's reflect damage effectively. It's not really reflect, but it's reflect damage effectively. I'm not positive that can poison. You can poison with physical hits, so you can poison at the same time as you impale, but I don't know if the portion of damage that's on the mob from impale, I don't know if that part can poison. You could poison at the same time as impaling, but not... Secondary damage can poison, explode in turns without a reflect damage cannot, I think. I'm not like 100% sure, but I think that you can't poison with the impale. How does it work with damage conversions? It worries only about... Impale worries only about what damage you actually deal to the mob, not what damage you had stored up. So you have to actually deal fizz, because it's fizz only that can be impaled. You cannot convert that damage. If you get like extra as or anything like that, none of that will apply to the impale. It is only fizz. Could there be a tincture? I mean, there could be anything. This is GDG we're talking about. They can sometimes just make shit up you've never even thought of. Sometimes. It happens all the time. Anything could be. We haven't seen one. All right, moving on, because we don't have that long. I've only got like half an hour. I got to get through all of these. Bladestorm of Uncertainty. Performing a spinning attack. Okay. Bladestorm of Uncertainty. I'm sorry. Does it just do whatever the fuck it wants? Sorry? Is the idea of this Bladestorm that it just sometimes puts out sandstorms and sometimes puts out bloodstorms and just does whatever the hell it wants, and you can have 4 storms down at a time? I don't play attack builds, so I don't care, but that's funny. I don't... That is funny, and it might be useful, but I don't know. I don't play melee. Who cares? Blight of Contagion. Honestly, I don't think Blight does enough damage that we care. They didn't actually buff the damage over time things, blight, bane, ED, contagion, those things. These alt gems are very cool and all, but none of them do enough damage to matter. Yeah, I don't see this making a really good build, to be honest. I could easily see it making a really good build later on when they eventually get around to buffing the chaos damage over time that aren't poison builds. But they're all in a pretty bad spot. Like, Contagion doesn't work very well. Essence Drain doesn't work very well. Blight doesn't do enough damage. Bane doesn't do enough damage. Soul Rend can be made to work, but when you make it work, you're making it work as a hit build, doing some weird shit with like mines and whatnot, or different versions of like actually just like scaling the hit and the crit portions. There aren't really very many Soul Rend builds around that are relying on the cast damage over time, right? That's not a part of what makes Soul Rend good when people use it. So all of the chaos damage over times are just a little bit underrepresented, and rightfully so. These will be very interesting. These chaos gems will be super interesting later on when they buff chaos, because it sorely needs it. But oh well. Blight of Atrophy. Blight of Atrophy? Oh. Huh. Far less damage. Longest secondary. 80% reduced life regeneration rate. Honestly, you might use this as utility to get rid of regen. You know how like we use Frost Bomb sometimes? Frost Bomb's only like 50, isn't it? %80 reduced life regen is pretty good. Blink arrow bombarding clones. Right, these are just the clones use Rain of Arrows, and the clones use elemental hit, right? I'm very interested in how these builds end up working out. I wasn't that interested in the like the blink arrow, mirror arrow style builds for minions. It wasn't that interesting. But elemental hit, blink arrow, mirror arrow, EHBAMA build, Epama. That might be pretty good. Bone Shatter of Complex Trauma. Really? That's the name? Bone Shatter of Complex Trauma. Lose all trauma on reaching 10 trauma. Take more damage per trauma. 20% more damage per trauma. So 15% area. I have no idea. I have no idea about Bone Shatter. I'm just gonna like palm the Bone Shatter ones off to people like Khan who know what the fuck they're talking about. This one seems like it would be really good for clear, but really bad for like long single target fights, but I have no idea. Bone Shatter of Carnage. This one doesn't have any trauma on it at all, but it has a much higher damage effectiveness. I have of Carnage. Oh no. Oh no. Bone Shatter of Khan. I don't know if this is good or not, but I really hope that it's good enough that Khan wants to use it so that he can use Bone Shatter of Khan. I don't know if it is, but I want it to be just so that Khan can play Bone Shatter of Khan. That's Burning Arrow of Vigor deals additional fire damage equal to 24% of your maximum life. Oh shit. Yo. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm here for it. Let's go. Caustic Arrow of Poison. Oh, shit. 40% poison chance, no pool? Huh. That's actually might be really good. That actually might be really, really good. There were already Caustic Arrow poison builds around that just scaled the poison anyway and ignored the ground damage over type effect, especially on ballistas. And this has higher damage number base. It's already got the 60% conversion, which I think it always had. I'm not 100% sure. But then 40% chance to poison on it. That might actually be really good. That might actually be really good. Gain 2 rage if this skill hits an enemy. No one fucking cares. We're still not playing Cleave. Cold Snap of Power. 50% chance to gain a power charge on critical strike. Larger AoE. Hang on, it's got a larger AoE. No dot. And it gains a power charge on crit. But it still has a cooldown of 3 seconds. So you can't use it as a skill that you can spam. It's still just a cooldown. The cooldown can be bypassed by expending a power charge, though. Are we going to get hit power charge stacking cold snap builds? What is going on? Damage effectiveness 320%, base crit 10%. Okay. Sure. No problem. Quick thing, first person to get these gems, test them with traps and mines. Sometimes they fuck up and traps and mines like bypass cooldowns. Just check on that. Because if they forget again, which they've done a lot, that becomes instantly insane. It doesn't say on it you can't be used on traps or mines or anything like that. So, you know, just double check that. Blakey, close your eyes. Ears? Mouth? I don't know. One of them. All right. Next, consecrated path of endurance. Slams the ground at the target location. If the enemy is near where you targeted, you'll teleport to it from a short distance away. Slams create an area of consecrated ground. Yep. Cooldown of this can be bypassed by expending an endurance charge. Can't be supported by multi-strike. Requires a sword axe. Yep. Etc. Okay. But Conk Path doesn't. So it's got more AoE, more damage per endurance charge, but has a 2-second cooldown, which it normally doesn't have. But you can bypass that with an endurance charge and get more area of effect and more attack damage per endurance charge. Interesting. Interesting. Relicash boots on a Slayer is going to be real good. You still can't expend the charges from Relicash boots, but yes. Relicash boots are going to be great as long as you don't want to expend the charges. So you couldn't use them for something like this because it needs to spend the endurance charge to refresh the cooldown. Relicash boots, you will not have charges to expend. So Contagion of subsidence. Spreads when afflicted enemy dies. Oh, okay. Unleashes a vile contagion of enemy, dealing chaos damage over time. If an enemy dies while affected by contagions, the debuff spreads to other enemies. But each time it spreads, it only deals 3/4 as much damage as before. So it's just got way more damage than normal contagion, but the spread does less damage every time. Base radius 1.9. Is that a lot higher than before? Okay. Contagion of transference. Back to the regular amount of damage. Base radius 2.2 meters. Spreads when afflicted enemy is hit. That's weird. That's significantly worse. I don't understand why you would use this. I'm missing something? What am I missing here? I don't understand that, Gem. To spread blight? Blight doesn't hit. Essence Drain technically has a hit, but just the one. This is a beam which is damaging lightning in a long area in front of you. Several smaller beams that branch out and hit more enemies. Crackling lance of branching looks cool, but just looks like more AoE, really. Crackling lance of disintegration. More damage. Chance to shock enemies. 20% maximum shock effect. Oh. That's a lot, actually. And more damage effectiveness as well? Huh. Huh. No intensity stacks. And it doesn't branch, but it has more max shock effect. I don't know. I feel like it's trying to get used with that one that like uses your shock to do. Yeah, I don't know about this. Lightning Conduit, that's the one. I don't know about that either, to be honest, but I would play around with it. Yo, we're gonna have to give all these alt quality gems to Coffee to go play around with at some point. And she can come back and tell us about weird shit she found. Cremation of fucking what? Cremation of exhuming? Exhuming? Is that a word? Like exhuming a corpse? Yes. Like exhuming a corpse. Yes. Cremation of exhuming. Okay. Sure. Sure. I don't think I've ever seen that word written down before. I've heard it. I've never seen it written down. So I had to go through a little bit of what the fuck is going on here until I said it. And then was like, oh wait, no, hang on. That is a word. I know that word. Fires projectiles base duration 8 is maximum 1 geyser at a time. Base damage of fixed event. Explode a nearby corpse when firing projectiles. So 1 geyser only, but all the secondary projectiles, all the projectiles that come out could explode more corpses. So you drop the 1 geyser and you just like desecrate on top of it over and over again for way more damage. Interesting. Next, Cremation of the Volcano. Projectile orb creates a volcanic fissure at a location. Repetitively unleash projectiles sequentially in the surrounding for the duration. There's a maximum of 6 geysers at a time. Less damage? No corpses though. No corpses though. Yo. No corpses though. Less damage, less AoE, but no corpse requirement. Okay. I'm on board. Cyclone of the Tumult? Cyclone of the Tumult. Okay. Root word of tumultuous. Tumult. Okay. So we got damage. Damage effectiveness still low. Attack damage, attack speed still low. Increase area of effect per whatever. More attack speed per stage. Less movement speed per stage. Ew. Ew? More attack speed, less movement speed. 25% more attack speed per stage though. That's a lot of attack speed. Well, we just need ways where you don't care about less movement speed. Yeah, like the boots, for instance. The stampede boots that just lock your movement speed at a certain area. And then you just don't give a shit about the less movement speed? And what, you get 6 stages? There's no enchant to go higher now, so it's just 6 stages, but 25%, that's 150% more attack speed. Huh. Yeah, this with Ashes and Dialas is a lot of more attack speed. Yeah, it's different. I don't know if I would use it myself, but it's different. It'll probably pump out a lot of damage. Detonate dead of scavenging. Target a corpse, causing it to explode. Can be reflected. Cannot target corpses that have been created by skills. Right. This is the one where you need real corpses to blow up, but it does more damage in a greater area, but you can't generate your own corpses for it. I don't know how that works, to be honest. Hello. Detonate dead of chain reaction. Will continue to target other corpses in the area with a short delay between each one until it runs out of corpses. It will have detonated 8 corpses. So that's really cool. Except that the explosions are based on 5% instead of... I mean... Isn't that basically Val DD? Kind of. Less damage. I think this is good. But as a non-DD player, I don't know for sure. But I think it's good. Discharge of misery. Okay. All the numbers are lower. So it just has no cooldown and does less damage. That might be good though. That might be good though. Especially if you can like trigger it somehow. Normal discharge has 60% less damage with ailments. Oh. 10% chance to deal damage without removing charges. Yeah. There could be some spamming discharge builds. I don't think you're looking at ignite. I think you're looking at people who spam out like many discharge. Not something like ignite. If that 10% is the quality, it could be big. True. True. Divine Ire of Holy Lightning. Divine Ire of Holy Lightning. Challenge skill drains enemies around you repetitively, damaging numbers that are nearby. Release to unleash this energy, maximum 10 stages. Damages 40 nearby enemies, 30% less area. More damage with hits per stage after the first one. More damage with ailments per stage after the first one. So it's more damage. It damages more nearby enemies, but has less AoE. Deals damage in a nova. Okay. Some of these are like whole different skills. It's not like... They almost undersold this. This is almost like we're getting not 100, but it's like some of these are like new skills. Like just wouldn't scale or function the same as their base skill would normally be. They're like whole new skills. Some of them. Divine Eye of Disintegration. Preparing to build up to release. Right. So this is doesn't build damage, doesn't do damage while building, but at the end when you release does way more damage. This is the one I want to put on totems. Yeah, fucking huge Kamehameha beams. It's just charge, 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 boom. Dominating blow of inspiring. Okay, so this is the same as absolution. There's just less minions, but way more damage on yourself. Okay. That's fine. Double strike of impaling. 40% impale effect, 40% chance to impale. Okay, good luck. Hope you like hitting one mob at a time. Huh. Performs 2 fast attacks with a melee weapon. Killing blow. Impales. Killing blows cause impales on an enemy to reflect damage to surrounding enemies. Oh. Huh. Okay. Double strike of momentum performs 2 fast acting swings with a melee attack. Gaining stages will cause the skill to attack faster. All stages are lost when you move. 14% more attack speed for each stage, maximum 10. So 140% more attack speed. Man, that could ramp up to some real damage, but you lose all stacks when you move. And it has really bad damage effectiveness, but you've got a lot of attack speed, but the base attack speed's low. I'm not sure about this one either. A handful of new questions. All right, we can have a look at that real quick, and then we got to run. Oh, Transfigured was ready yet? Okay, cool. That's why some are missing. Why do you add the line smaller explosions between a 30% reduced and 30% increased base radius at random to explosive trap? It's always worked this way. It's just added to had it? I didn't know that. Isn't that all of it? Target dies will ready night before the Ramsey, and nothing will happen if the target dies before reaching turning energy. The brand will detach and deal no damage. Enemy is stored on the target, not the brand, so if it reattaches, it'll have to start again. Ugh. It's compatible with microtransactions. Yes, as long as the base gem will work with the Transfigured version's good. How much does the raised zombies falling impact attack deal, and does my zombie limit matter? 2.5 times the regular zombie melee attack. Your zombie limit doesn't matter unless that limit is 0, since that would prevent you from summoning zombies. Okay. Good. Combat focus noodles. No, they're still available from the vendor recipes. Okay. Where are the gems? Okay, we're caught up. That's fine. No double Montragles. That's fine. Honestly, double Montragles was a bit of a troll thought to begin with anyway, because you really want to be able to shield charge. Run. I got shit to do. I was doing stuff all morning. I came home. I had about an hour and a half before I have to leave again. That was an hour ago, and I want to record a video before I run away. Although in my list of things to get done today is a haircut, because there's fuck all purple left in my hair. There's like a little bit at the end. You can still see that it like was purple at one point. But we're doing the purple again. That's one of the things on my list. I hate shield charge. Me too. Okay, these are pretty interesting. Oh no. What'd you do? Yeah, also nice frames. Ooh, hit the button. Hit the button. Alregalia. Oh, both the fractured mods. Okay, so you have a Valregalia with Pain Attunement and Global Defenses fractured. That's I want it. I want it. Oh, it's finished. Mana reservation 669. Nice. Energy shield. Mana reservation 20% increased effect to auras, some hatred effect, and int as well. With 100% global defenses and pain attunement. That's an insane fucking Valregalia. Do you notice cleave requires you to use both axes and swords? I didn't. Alright. If I want any chance to make a video of these before I have to run in like 20 minutes, I'm gonna have to get off now. I did warn everyone at the beginning this was going to be like a super short stream. I didn't actually think that I would even have time to stream today, but I couldn't let the gems come out. I couldn't just sit down and read the gems without being live. That felt wrong. I was just like, I have to chisel out an hour to hit the go live button and read over all of the gems in front of people. Like I just have to. Like I just have to find an hour to do that and be online. But there's too much IRL shit going on today, so I don't have time. Why marker it, right? Why marker it? It's literally all I did. Like, what's there to marker? Okay, let's see. Where are we sending people? Yeah, we'll send people there. Alright. Gots to run. I will see everybody later. I probably will not be back on later today. It's probably just going to be tomorrow for streaming. There's just too much stuff in IRL that I have to deal with. Timing is always inconvenient, by the way. If you're gonna have some like IRL problems and you know me, and it's gonna become a me IRL problem, that's fine. I don't mind being there for you, but could you schedule it around not being right near league start? That'd be great. All right. I will see everybody later. Goodbye.